Hey everybody, Captain Foley from Trekyards here, and today we're going to be talking about the Playmobil Enterprise. A lot of people kind of steered me in the direction of this thing, asking me what I thought about it and whether I'll be getting one. So I checked it out on Playmobil.ca, which is on the site I'm on right now, and I'm going to read you the description of it, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think about it and whether I think it's worth the cost. So let's just get into it here. It is coming in September, and it says, "Beam me up, Scotty. Discover the impressive USS Enterprise NCC 1701 in a whole new light with the interactive Star Trek AR app from Playmobil. Explore the legendary starship with its iconic bridge and engineering. Interact with her famous crew featuring Captain Kirk, Spock, Uhura, McCoy, Scotty, Sulu, and Chekhov. Have fun recreating iconic scenes from the original series show, or set off on new adventures. With a removable roof, the entire bridge and crew are playable, equipped with lighting effects and original sounds and dialogue from the show. You too can join the adventure of the Enterprise's historic 5-year mission. It measures in at 100 centimeters long, 48 centimeters wide, and 34 centimeters high." Who doesn't know the legendary Starship Enterprise, Space, the Final Frontier? In the year 2200, Captain James T. Kirk and his crew embark on their mission to foreign galaxies. Not exactly true, but okay. For 5 years, the Enterprise is on its way, many light years away from Earth, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Now the legendary starship, USS Enterprise NCC 1701, is available in the Playmobil version as an exclusive collector's item. Of course, including the famous crew with Captain Kirk, Chekhov, Dr. McCoy, Scotty, Sulu, Uhura, and Spock in Starfleet uniform. The Playmobil Enterprise has a bridge with a rotating chair for Captain Kirk, workstations for all crew members, cell phone holder, and storage compartments for phasers, communicator, and other equipment. In the hull is the engineering room with 2 stand-up workstations. To activate the light and sound electronics, the dilithium core must be inserted into the container and placed in the engine room. Power can be supplied via batteries or USB connection. When switched on, Captain Kirk personally announces greetings. The buttons on the center console on the bridge can be used to control various light and sound effects, such as the warp drive, torpedo, or alarm sounds. The set includes Captain Kirk, Spock, Uhura, Dr. McCoy, Sulu, Scotty, Chekhov, and many more accessories, as well as a display cradle and a wire to suspend Enterprise from the ceiling. It does go on to say additional information here. Discover the special features of the USS Enterprise 1701 with original sounds and dialogue from the series, with display cradle for a cell phone to watch movies. For activating the complete light and sound electronics, the dilithium core must be inserted into the removable container and then pushed into the designated position in the engine room. Thus, a failure of the warp core can be simulated. If the core is removed and alarm sounds, pressing each of the 3 buttons on the center console triggers a sound and light sequence. The blue button is the warp drive, red button is alert, and black button is torpedo. With USB-C port as alternative power supply, can be placed on a stand or hung up using the included hanging device. So guys, you got a lot going on there, and although it looks rather impressive, it definitely has that Playmobil look, which I'm not a huge fan of. I never really got into Playmobils as a kid, and this is something that, for the price, I don't think I will be getting. It is about $500 US, or about $700 Canadian, and honestly, it doesn't look good enough as an Enterprise to me. The way they've designed the saucer really bothers me. I know that's to get that inset bridge detail for when you take the roof off, but it doesn't work for me, especially at that price point. It's way, way, way too expensive for me. So I think a lot of people kind of agree with that. But moving on, I mean, the box art looks fantastic. You got all the figures on there, and they wanted to make sure that you knew all the figures you were getting, because they mentioned it like 3 times in their description. The bridge again looks great. I don't know how many things light up on this, or whether the image on the view screen can be changed. It is a Klingon D7. If you could change it to multiple things, that would add a lot of variety to it. I think that it would need. So if you can change those out, that'd be great, but it doesn't look like you can. But other than that, I mean, it looks pretty great with everything going on. The light feature is great. It looks like it's got some pulsating Bizarre collector lights there, and it looks pretty impressive as far as the lighting goes. So I got to say that's cool. Even the ones in like the lights in the neck light up, and it's kind of neat that way. The charging port is in the looks like the starboard side, the right side of the ship. You can see it flip out there with the banner. So I mean, you'd have to face it a certain way depending if you're having it plugged in or not. So as I talked about, the roof comes off, and the whole saucer is essentially the bridge. It almost looks like it has a lenticular turbo lift, because as you rotate the image that they provide, the doors go from open to closed, and I don't know if that is the case. That is quite an interesting feature. If it is lenticular, that's kind of neat. The stand is also pretty impressive, but you know, it also has the option to hang it as well, as you can see there. The hanging cradle is neat. I would probably hang it if I did get it, but honestly, I don't know if that's something that I'm interested in. As for the accessories that come with it, you get a bunch of phasers, communicators, looks like a universal translator, tricorder, all the figures they mentioned, the dilithium crystal chamber, dilithium crystals, a name plaque for the ship, and then the hanging elements. You get 6 chairs for the bridge, and you get like 6 tribbles. So there is a lot there, and it's something that I think a lot of people will be really interested in to have for their collection. Now the thing is, for the price, it just doesn't work for me. I know it has the AR interactive app with the lights and the different sound effects, and I'm sure those are really cool. I would like to see a video of this thing working. Unfortunately, there is no video or sample clips or anything like that I can find online, but it's just not quite there for me as far as something that I would be interested in getting, especially at that price point. There's a few problems with the nacelles, like the back of the nacelles. They have the color on the top, the darker color, but not on the bottom. And honestly, other than that, the design is pretty solid, pretty good. The only thing that I have a real issue with is the saucer section, as I said, the bottom of the saucer section, and the way it's created and shaped. It just doesn't feel like the TOS Enterprise, because they needed to do that inset of the bridge. Now it looks from the pictures like the figures will stand up in there no problem, even with the lid on. So you can store your figures inside there, which is an interesting thing. The secondary hull, the way it pops off, again, you got a great view of engineering with some lights above the one console. I love that there's that center part with the dilithium crystal chamber. I think that's really neat. But it's accurate enough as it can be. And I know it's just a play toy. I know it's just a thing for, you know, collectors and whatever. But at the same time, it's both those things, something for play and something for collectors. But as a collector, I don't want it. I wouldn't play with it. It's nothing that I'd want to invest $700 Canadian in. It's a little bit too pricey. I think at $300 that would still be pushing it, but it might be more appetizing to people. But I think the price point is just way too ridiculous for it. That being said, if anybody out there that's watching this video actually gets it, by all means send me some footage, send me, you know, put in the comments whether you're going to be wanting to get this ship or not. Personally, I don't think I will. It's just a little bit too rich for my blood. And I know Playmobil is a good company. They've been around for a long time. I did have a few of the Playmobil things growing up, but they never really appealed to me very much. I mean, they've got medieval stuff, and they've got a lot of really cool stuff. So the fact that they have this license is neat. I hope they work on like an Enterprise D or something. But, I mean, it's a fairly substantial size as well, which, again, I think they're trying to, you know, say that's why it's worth the cost. It's basically the size of my 350 scale Enterprise. So it is quite large. But then again, that opens up problems for displaying it. But then hanging it is also an option. So I think hanging it would probably be the best solution for me if I did get it. The stand is interesting. I don't quite understand the cell phone holder. I can't see where that might be incorporated here, but maybe I'm just missing it. But it says it has a cell phone holder for watching movies, which seems like an odd description to put in. But I mean, other than that, I'm really impressed with the secondary hull design, the neck, the lighting. The struts and the neck are a little too thick, but I think that speaks to the Playmobil design aesthetic, so that's fine as well. It's just one of those things that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be on board for getting, but I don't think a lot of people will be able to afford it, unfortunately. And that's a bit of a shame, because this is a neat idea. I wish it was a little bit more... I wish it wasn't Playmates, let's put it that way. I wish you could get one that size that's actually sculpted correctly. The bridge isn't quite as big, so you didn't have to change the curves of the saucer at all. Smaller figures would be great, and not Playmobil, like more accurate. Then I would consider spending the money on it, because it would be something that I think I would want to collect. However, with being Playmobil, I think you're paying for the name of the company, you're paying for their design style, and you're also paying for that app and the sound effects and the lights. And the lights look super impressive as well. I really would like to see a video of it. The secondary hull lights all light up. The lights in the saucer all light up, even along the rim of the ship. So it's not just the internal areas that light up. So when you have the covers on, it does look quite impressive. But that's the box art and the pictures we've seen. I'm not sure how that translates into how it would look in real life. So anyway, unfortunately, that's my thought on it. It's an absolute great thing. If you're going to get it, by all means, get it. I would love to see it. I hope you enjoy it if you do get it. But honestly, for me, the price just isn't quite worth it. It's a little bit too much. That's kind of the main takeaway from this. So anyway, guys, like I said, let me know in the comments whether you're going to be getting this, what you think of the design. If you've seen it, if you haven't, go check it out at playmobil.ca or playmobil.com. There's probably a US site. I just got the Canadian one up here. And let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell notification icon to all. Also, subscribe to the channel, Trekyards, and the Captain Foley personal channel. And check out other videos by us as well. So until next time, I'm Captain Foley, signing off. Bye, guys.